I just wanted to help after his divorce. But when Mr. Mitchell kissed me, everything changed. I knew it was wrong. But I couldn't say no because deep down, I wanted it. And what he gave me, no one else ever could. Please don't forget to subscribe and comment. And one request, please always keep a smile on your face. When my best friend, Lena, told me her parents were splitting up, I didn't expect it to hit me so hard. I'd always seen her dad, Mr. Mitchell Caleb, as the definition of composed. Tall, salt and pepper hair, piercing gray eyes that could make anyone pause. He wasn't just a regular dad. There was something magnetic about him. Something I never allowed myself to explore. Until everything started to change. After the divorce, Lena left town for a month to visit her mother's side of the family. I stayed behind for summer classes and part-time work. And that's when Caleb started needing help around the house. Fixing things. Picking up groceries. Someone to talk to. I never imagined myself as a comfort girl for someone like him. But one afternoon it all started. He called me. "Hi, Emma. I hate to ask, but could you swing by? The ceiling fan in the guest room's making that awful noise again." "Sure," I said, trying to ignore the way my stomach flipped just hearing his voice. "I'll be there in 20. The house looked the same, but quieter. Emptier. He opened the door in gray sweats and a tight black tee, barefoot. I almost forgot why I was there. "Thanks for coming," he said, stepping aside. "It's nice seeing someone around who still feels familiar." I smiled, walking inside and catching the scent of his cologne, clean, woodsy, masculine. I went to the guest room and stood on the chair, reaching up to adjust the screws on the fan's base. That's when I felt him behind me, his hands gently gripping my waist. "Careful," he said softly. "You almost tipped." I froze. My heart raced. And for a second, I didn't want him to let go. When I stepped down, I turned around to find his face inches from mine. The air between us was heavy. He looked into my eyes, searching. "Emma, you've grown up so much." "People tend to do that," I whispered, trying to smile. He reached up, tucking a strand of hair behind my ear. That touch, it melted something inside me I'd kept frozen for years. Then he kissed me. It wasn't a quick, questioning kiss. It was deep, firm, a silent confession. And I kissed him back like I'd been waiting. When he pulled away, we just stood there, breathing. "I'm sorry," he murmured. I shouldn't have. "I didn't stop you," I said, my voice trembling. "I didn't want to." The line between wrong and right blurred the moment his lips met mine. Later that night, he texted me. "Still thinking about what happened. If you want to talk or come over, you're welcome anytime." I didn't even hesitate. The next night, I went back. This time, we didn't pretend I was there for the fan. He poured 2 glasses of wine, and we sat in the living room with dim lights and soft jazz playing from the speaker. The tension between us was undeniable. "You know," he said, swirling the wine in his glass, "after the divorce, I felt like I lost everything that made me feel like a man." "You didn't lose that," I said quietly. His eyes met mine. There was heat, hunger. Then he leaned forward and kissed me again, longer, deeper. I didn't say no when his hands touched my waist, slid up under my shirt. I couldn't, because deep down I wanted this. I wanted him. We didn't rush. Every second felt drawn out and intense. His fingers traced my spine, his lips exploring my skin with reverence. There was strength in his touch, but also care. He made me feel seen, wanted. "I've thought about you before," he admitted breathlessly between kisses. "But I never let myself." "I've thought about you too," I whispered back. "And I don't want to stop anymore." He lifted me into his arms and carried me to his bedroom. We didn't talk much after that. We didn't need to. The way our bodies moved together said everything. The way he undressed me slowly, deliberately, like he'd dreamed of doing it. The way he kissed every inch of my skin, like I was something precious. It was the most passionate night of my life. But the morning after, I woke up wrapped in his arms, staring at the ceiling, thinking, what now? I slipped out of bed quietly, pulling on my clothes. Before I could leave the room, I heard his voice. "You don't have to sneak out." I turned. He was awake, watching me. Shirtless, sheets barely covering him. I hesitated. This feels big. It is, he said. And maybe it shouldn't make sense. But it does to me. We kept our secret as the summer unfolded. I'd come over in the evenings, we'd talk, laugh, and things would always end with his hands tangled in my hair, his lips on mine, my heart racing like it was the first time. One night, he took me out. Not far, just a cozy Italian place across town. We sat in the corner booth, dim candlelight flickering between us. He reached across the table and held my hand. "Do you ever feel guilty?" I asked. He paused. "I feel like I'm finally living again. That's the only truth I know." And I felt it too. I was falling. Not just into his bed, but into something I couldn't undo. Then Lena came back. Everything changed. I hadn't seen her in weeks, and suddenly I was face to face with my best friend again, and all I could think about was her dad's hands on me just the night before. I tried to avoid their house, making excuses. But Caleb, Mr. Mitchell, he didn't stop texting. He missed me. I missed him. One night, when Lena went out for dinner with friends, I found myself standing at their front door again, heart racing. He opened the door and looked at me like I was the only thing he needed in the world. "I shouldn't be here," I whispered. "But you are," he said, pulling me into him. "And I'm not letting you go." We didn't even make it to the bedroom. He kissed me right there in the hallway. Slow. Intense. Every touch building into something I could barely contain. And again, I couldn't say no. Because what I wanted, what I craved, was something only he had. That experience. That confidence. That way of making me feel like the most desired woman on earth. Afterward, I lay beside him, breathless, tangled in sheets and emotion. "Are we crazy?" I asked. "Maybe," he said. "But this," he touched my cheek gently, "feels more real than anything I've had in years." We made a pact. Keep it quiet. No games. Just truth between us. But truth doesn't always stay hidden. One afternoon, I was at the local market, and Lena saw a message pop up on my phone. A message from Caleb, no, Mr. Mitchell. No pretense. She confronted me that night, tears in her eyes, betrayal in her voice. "How long?" she demanded. I broke down. I told her everything. I thought she'd hate me, but she didn't. She was quiet, then said, "He's been lost for years. If you make him happy, I won't get in the way." It wasn't a blessing, but it was a beginning. Weeks passed. Caleb and I started seeing each other more openly. Slowly, carefully. And it wasn't just about the fire between us. It was real. He started smiling more. I started dreaming more. I used to think what I wanted was just physical. But it wasn't. It was love. It was feeling alive. And it started with one kiss, one I'll never regret.